BlackRock is no longer funny. Today, the market is gradually regaining momentum. Shiba Inu's hemorrhaging ultimately ceased. The entire cryptocurrency industry is experiencing a state of chaos. BlackRock abruptly acquired millions. Analysts are dropping their signals. The Shiba Inu may eventually experience a boom like never before. However, will this suffice? Well, allow me to elaborate. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more SHIB news, be sure to click the like button. The Shiba Inu community is experiencing a favorable day today. The price has temporarily ceased to decline and is in fact increasing, following what seemed like an interminable struggle. Although it is not a significant increase, it is significant, particularly in light of the challenging circumstances of the past few days. The Shiba Inu's status continued to decline, but today, the tide has turned. The price maintained its momentum, even increasing some ground, which is providing investors with a sense of relief. There is a resurgence of confidence. People are no longer as anxious about making decisions, and matters are finally beginning to stabilize. The Shiba Inu is actually improving, which is precisely what the community requires at this time, as evidenced by the chart from the previous week. It is an indication that the tempest may be subsiding. Additionally, this is an advantageous situation for investors. However, this is the point at which the situation becomes truly intriguing. A remarkable observation was made by one analyst, which may have been overlooked by the majority of individuals upon initial inspection. We are now aware that the inflows and outflows of large Shiba Inu holders, who are the enormous giants that control a significant portion of the supply, experienced a significant decline because of data from into the block. This is a remarkable decrease of more than 80% in the aggregate movement. Initially, this may appear to be a cause for concern. However, upon further investigation, the true narrative is actually optimistic. The net flux, which represents the actual difference between the amount of Shiba Inu that was coming in and leaving out, reversed in a positive direction despite the significant decrease in activity. Whales were expelling a greater number of Shiba Inu than they were taking in, as evidenced by the recent increase in outflows. However, the disparity has now been significantly reduced. The balance has moved toward accumulation rather than selling, despite the overall decrease in movement. This is a significant development. It implies that the major actors, who are the ones who genuinely influence the market, are not engaging in dumping. In reality, they are discreetly stockpiling additional Shiba Inu as the price remains relatively low. That is a conventional indication of confidence. Typically, whales accrue their holdings rather than offloading them, which indicates that they perceive the potential for a significant upward movement. They are not in a state of despair. They are preparing for what could be the next significant surge. However, I understand that this may seem absurd. However, allow me to elaborate. Additionally, BlackRock experienced a significant event today. This is not merely a piece of unrelated news. It is one of the indicators that could potentially motivate Shiba Inu to increase its pumping rate. Are you interested in learning more? We will address that later. However, let us first discuss the significant update from the Shiba Inu development team, as it has the potential to revolutionize the industry. The Karma system has been recently implemented on the Shibarium test system, PuppyNet, and it is precisely what the community required. Karma is a reward mechanism that monitors and assigns points for all actions taken within the Shiba Inu ecosystem. Burning tokens, pledging, purchasing land in the metaverse, and adding liquidity are all possible options. The more you participate, the more you earn. However, the reason this is significant is as follows. It increases demand. Shiba Inu are burnt, impaled, and imprisoned at a higher rate as the number of participants increases, thereby decreasing the supply. And when demand remains robust while supply decreases, prices may increase. At present, Karma is not being tested. However, it has the potential to revolutionize the industry once it is operational on the primary Shibarium network. If history is any indication, an increase in demand, fires, and activity is precisely what initiates a rally. In the context of increased activity, BlackRock has recently released a significant item. They have recently acquired Bitcoin worth millions of dollars. Indeed, they are purchasing the dip. As the marketplace hesitates, the world's largest asset manager is consolidating its positions. Additionally, you are already aware of the implications when organizations such as BlackRock begin to accumulate cryptocurrency. Big money anticipates an imminent event. They do not randomly execute maneuvers. They initiate their preparations prior to the market's awareness. And this is where the situation becomes even more intriguing. We have recently observed Shiba Inu whales peacefully gathering as well. There is a decrease in movement, but there are more inflows than outflows. It is almost as though they are adhering to the same strategy, acquiring as much as they can while values are still low. In addition, whale accumulation typically precedes significant movements, as history has demonstrated. The elements are fitting into position, Shiba Inu billionaires are heaping up, and BlackRock is plunging into crypto. If the demand for Shiba Inu continues to increase and the supply remains constrained, the price of the breed could experience a significant increase. Additionally, what follows is even more. A significant revelation was recently disclosed by a Twitter analyst. Ethereum was acquired by a behemoth for a sum exceeding $11 million. Correct, that is an enormous acquisition. It is also a component of a broader trend in which billionaires are accumulating Ethereum at an unprecedented rate. Now, you may be thinking, that's Ethereum. What is the connection between this and the Shiba Inu? Well, when billionaires are observed stocking up on Ethereum in this manner, it is typically indicative of a significant increase in market activity. Additionally, the introduction of substantial capital into the cryptocurrency market typically results in a cascading effect that extends to the whole market, including altcoins such as Shiba Inu. While the demand for Shiba Inu may also increase as more major actors enter the market and inject liquidity into the market. Remember, billionaires are also seeking alternative opportunities, particularly if they are considering potential benefits in initiatives such as Shiba Inu as they continue to accumulate Ethereum. Therefore, it is possible that the Shiba Inu is headed for significant upward momentum as Ethereum billionaires are purchasing in large quantities and the cryptocurrency market is experiencing a surge. Additionally, there is an element that could serve as a unifying factor. A direct quote from the Shiba Inu team. Lucy, the designated marketing director for Shiba Inu, has recently made a significant announcement. She declared that Shibarium's golden era had arrived in a post on X. Sounds audacious, doesn't it? However, there is substantial substance to it. She shared a post from Shibarium Updates, an account that is affiliated with the team, and the message was unambiguous. Shibarium is entering its most critical phase to date. What is Lucy's message? Maintain your composure. Maintain your composure. And she is not uttering this statement in a vacuum. The Shibarium team likened this moment to significant historical moments, such as the Gilded Age, which was characterized by rapid progress and change. And that is precisely where Shibarium is located at the present time. It is no longer merely a novel experiment. It is maturing, establishing tangible infrastructure and tangible value in the real world. Therefore, contemplate the matter. Bitcoin is being stacked by BlackRock, Shiba Inu billionaires are amassing, and the Shiba Inu team is now announcing that significant developments are imminent. The price typically follows when the foundation becomes firmer and the ecosystem is expanding. This could be the moment when Shiba Inu transitions from potential to undeniable triumph, and everything begins to change. Furthermore, if you are still contemplating the recent price decline, the following is some fuel for thought. One analyst observed that the Shiba Inu has been experiencing a precipitous decline. However, the positive news is that the environment revisions could be the catalyst for a significant recovery. At present, the primary concern is the assistance provided by Shiba Inu's investors. A confluence of factors such as the karma system and Shibarium's golden age may be precisely what Shiba Inu requires to reverse the narrative. However, this is where the situation becomes even more intriguing. The combustion metric of the Shiba Inu has increased by more than 12,000% in the past 2 days, despite the price decrease. This implies that the ecosystem is actively decreasing the availability of Shiba Inu, which is a significant advantage for the project's long-term health. However, the price has not responded in the manner that one might anticipate, despite the substantial decrease in supply. Nevertheless, this does not imply that the movement will not occur in the near future. The foundation for a substantial recovery is being established when the deflationary pressure increases, whales are silently accumulating, and Shiberia matures. The Shiba Inu's true potency is derived from its ecosystem. And as the ecosystem continues to expand with fresh capabilities and increased engagement, the cost is destined to follow suit. This could be the peace before the tempest, but it may require some time. The Shiba Inu has the potential to achieve substantial gains if the pattern reverses and all other factors are in order. Shiba Inu is genuinely in a strong position when you consider the long-term picture. In the same vein as Lucy, the chief marketer for Shiba Inu, stated in her tweet, the most robust ecosystems are not established during bull markets. They are created within the bear. She executed it flawlessly. Shiba Inu has been silently preparing for what lies ahead, while everyone was panicking during the market downturn. It is not diminishing or losing momentum. It is genuinely becoming more robust in the background. It is evident that the Shiba Inu community has already withstood a significant amount of adversity. Presently, the market is experiencing a flurry of activity, including the accumulation of whales, the involvement of major actors such as Blackrock, and the expansion of the Shiba Inu ecosystem. Shiba Inu is preparing for the forthcoming significant leg. It is not solely about enduring the bear market, it pertains to flourishing upon the bull's return. By the time the market shifts, the Shiba Inu will be optimally situated to gain from it, and that could have a significant impact on the price. So in the long term, the outlook for Shiba Inu is quite optimistic. However, what is your perspective on this matter? Comment in the space provided below. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up. To see our most recent material, share it, and subscribe to the channel.